Students, welcome back. This is Professor Jitendra Acharya. Our today's topic for the lecture is Optimum Design Johnson's Method. In the last lecture, we have seen what is Johnson's method, what are its parameters, and how we have to solve numericals based on Johnson method. It is one of the oldest method for solving optimum design numericals. So before starting with actual numerical part, we'll first see how we are going to use this method to solve or to choose optimum design solution from various different adequate designs. So we'll go through first flowchart, what steps we have to follow, and then we'll go for one sample numerical. Let's start with the flowchart first. The first step is we have to decide independent geometrical parameters from the given problem statement. The next step is we have to decide the objective for the optimum design. Next step is we have to write primary design equations. Next step we have to write all subsidiary design equations and limit equations. Next step we have to classify the parameters as per their status in the problem. Next step we have to combine the subsidiary design equation, that is SDEs, with PDE to obtain a developed PDE. Now in this step what we do is we eliminate the unspecified and unlimited parameters. Now how we have to eliminate those, that we will see while solving the numerical. Next step is we have to combine limit equations with developed PDE and we have to obtain final PDE, so that from final PDE we will be able to conclude the optimum design solution. Then next, after calculating the final result, from that final PDE we will identify the material parameter group, and based on that material parameter group we will select the optimum solution. Next step is we have to determine the values of other parameters using original subsidiary design equations that we have written down in earlier stage from the given problem statement. Now how we are going to apply these steps which we have seen in the flowchart. So let's start with the sample example. Now here our problem statement is a tensile bar of 400 mm length is subjected to the constant tensile force of 4000 Newton, that is 4 kilonewton. If the factor of safety is 2, design the bar with the objective of minimizing the material cost and minimizing the weight out of the following materials. Now this is the data given, that is material, mass density for that material, material cost per unit mass, and yield strength. So we'll start with the solution. Before starting with the Johnson's method for optimum design, why we are going to opt for this Johnson method, that we'll see. Now our objective is to minimize the material cost, and second objective is minimize the weight. Now there are three different materials given. First one plain carbon steel, second one aluminum alloy, and third one is titanium alloy. Now for first objective, minimizing the material cost. Here the cost of the material per unit mass for carbon steel is given as 14 rupees per kg. For aluminum alloy it is 66, and for titanium alloy it is 11,000. But we cannot say that since its material cost for carbon steel is 14 rupees, that is lowest amount per kg, we cannot say that plain carbon steel is the option just by looking it. We have to first decide what is the material parameter group, and based on that what are the variables we have to deal with, and after putting the values of all the variables we will be able to find out the actual material cost for the given problem statement. But if we do not opt for Johnson's method, we cannot find material selection group. So what we have to do is we have to go for each and every step to follow differently for different materials. That is, for plain carbon steel we have to calculate material cost and what is the weight, then what is the area of the bar. Then based on that we will be able to calculate different values. Then separately we have to go for aluminum alloy, similarly for titanium alloy. But if we go for the Johnson's method, we can directly find out a material selection group which will be consisting of all these values, that is C, rho and SYT. Based on only these three parameters, we will be directly able to calculate the single value for each material, and we can compare that value, and based on that comparison we will be able to decide the material cost, or we will be selecting a material for the optimum design. So let's start with the solution first. We have to write down primary design equations. Now our first objective is we have to select a material for minimum cost. So our primary design equation will be cost of material Cm, which can be calculated as cost per unit mass into mass of the bar. Now we know that mass can be written as density into volume. So here Cm, that is cost of material, can be written as C, that is cost per unit mass, into rho, that is density of the material, then area into length is nothing but your volume of the bar. Then next step is subsidiary design equations, that is SDE. Now we know that sigma T, that is tensile strength, is nothing but your force upon area, so that becomes our SD. Then limit equation. So limit equation here is again sigma T less than is equal to yield strength upon factor of safety, which is given by NF. Now we'll classify the parameters. So classification is based on the functional requirement parameter, then undesirable effect parameters, geometrical parameters and material parameters. Now in the theory of optimum design itself, we have seen that to achieve the optimum design, we have to reduce or we have to eliminate the undesirable effect parameter to get optimum design. Now how these parameters can be classified? The parameters can be classified as specified parameters, limited parameters, and some parameters are there which are unspecified and unlimited. So here in our problem statement, force is known, factor of safety is known. So these force and factor of safety are functional requirement parameters. Then undesirable effect parameters in limited section, that is sigma T. Then and unspecified parameter is cost of material, that we have to find out. Then geometrical parameters are length and area, out of which length is known to us and area we have to find out. And material parameters are nothing but parameters which are associated with the material, that is plain carbon steel, aluminum alloy and titanium alloy. Cost per unit mass, then density of the material and yield strength. Now these are again specified values, so we'll write it under specified material parameters. Then we'll substitute these values in equations. Now our next step is we have to combine the subsidiary design equation with PDE, that is primary design equation. Now here we know that Cm is written as C into rho into A into L, but area can be found out using sigma T, which is nothing but F by A. So we can write down Cm as C into rho into F into L upon sigma T. Now this is nothing but eliminating the undesirable parameter. Here undesirable unspecified parameter is area. Now which is unknown to us, but what is known to us is F and sigma. So we'll combine SDE with PDE to obtain this equation, that is Cm is equal to C rho FL upon sigma T. Next step is we have to combine limit equations now with this developed primary design equation. Now what is developed PDE here? Developed PDE is nothing but Cm is equal to C rho FL upon sigma T. But again sigma T is unknown, but what is known to us is sigma T is less than or equal to SYT upon NF. Now if we observe this developed PDE, here we know that CM, that is cost of material, is inversely proportional to this sigma T. That means to minimize this cost, this sigma T has to be max, correct? So to get maximum value of sigma T, we can write it now as sigma T is equal to yield strength upon factor of safety. So that is SYT upon NF, correct? So substituting now this sigma T as SYT by NF in this developed PDE as Tm is equal to 0 FL upon SYT by NF. Now if we rewrite this equation, it is 0 FL into NF by SYT, that is yield strength. So if we combine the constant values, that is F, L and NF, we can rewrite this equation as Cm is equal to FLNF, that is force into length into factor of safety into, now these are the variable parameters, that is cost per unit mass into density of the material by yield strength. So this term, that is C rho by SYT, is nothing but your material selection factor. Now if we write down the values, that is force is 4 kilonewton into length 400 mm, so that is 0.4 meters into factor of safety as 2. So we will get 3200 Newton meter into C rho by SYT. Okay. Now how to select the parameter? Now these are the known values, that is rho C into SYT. So we just write down this C rho by SYT value in column against each material and we will calculate it. Now when we substitute all these values in this formula, Cm is equal to 3200 into C rho by SYT, we get these values. For steel, plain carbon steel, we are getting 0.273 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then for aluminum alloy, we are getting 1.232 into 10 raised to minus 3. And for titanium alloy, we are getting 6.187 into 10 raised to minus 3. So what is the lowest value here? Lowest value is 0.273 into 10 raised to minus 3. So our criteria says that since the cost of material is directly dependent on this material selection factor, the lowest material selection factor value will give you the lowest material cost required for the optimum design, and that's why our result says that material selected for minimizing the cost is nothing but your plain carbon steel. Now once we finalize that the plain carbon steel is giving me the lowest cost, then we'll go for calculating the next values, that is using subsidiary design equation SDEs. Now here sigma T is equal to F by A is our SD, that is F by A, but from limit equation we are getting that sigma T is nothing but yield strength by factor of safety. So F by A is equal to SYT by NF. Now if we compare this equation, F is known to us for plain carbon steel, SYT is known to us, and NF is given in the problem statement as 2. So if we substitute all these values, the only unknown here is area. So when we solve this equation, we are getting area as 20 mm square, and we know that area can be written as pi by 4 d square. So using that formula, we are finding out diameter of the rod or bar as 5.046 mm. Then once we find out diameter, we'll now calculate as Cm, that is cost of material. So substitute C into rho upon SYT for this steel, we are getting Cm, that is cost of material, as 0.8736 rupees. Okay, so this is how we have to calculate the PDE, that is the deciding factor from PDE by using Johnson's method. Now we have achieved minimizing the material cost, that is objective number 1, but we have not solved the cost of material for each and every material. Instead of that, what we have done, we have combined these equations, we have found out this material selection factor as C rho by SYT, which is dependent on all the given parameters or known parameters in the problem statement, and we have just compared the value of material selection factor as the CM, that is cost of material, is directly proportional to this material selection factor, and that is how we are just simplified the solution steps, and we have found out it using only single step. Okay, so that is our objective number 1. Now what is our second objective in the problem statement? Second objective was to minimize the weight of the product, final product. Here primary design equation will be weight of the material, can be written in as W, which is nothing but mass of bar into gravitational acceleration. We know that W is written as m into g. Now here mass again can be written as density rho into volume, correct? Density into volume, but again volume is nothing but your area into length. Since it is a bar, area into length is your volume. So the PDE here is W is equal to rho AL into G. Again SDE will be same, sigma T is equal to F by A, and limit equation will be same as in the previous case, that is sigma T is less than or equal to SYT by NF, that is yield strength upon NF. Again the classification of parameters remains same. F and NF are specified functional requirement parameters, and C, rho and SYT are your specified material parameters. Then sigma T and L are limited parameters. CM and A are unspecified and unlimited parameters. Now we will come into the next part, that is important part, that is combining the SDE with PDE. We know that W is equal to rho into A into L into G, correct? But again from SD we know that sigma T is equal to F by A. So W, that is weight of the bar, can be written as rho into F into L into G by sigma T. Now again we know that sigma T from limit equation is SYT by NF. Now why it is written as SYT by NF? Because in combined in developed PDE, or W, this W is inversely proportional to this sigma T, correct? That means to minimize this W value we have to maximize this sigma T, and for maximum value of this sigma T we have to write it as sigma T has to be equal to yield strength upon factor of safety, NF. Now after substituting this sigma T as SYT by NF, we will get W value as rho FLG upon SYT by NF. Now if we rewrite this equation as rho FLG into NF by SYT, out of which F, L, G and NF, all these values are constant as per the given problem statement. Only variable parameter based on the material that we have to choose is rho by SYT, since rho is density of the material which is going to change if we change the material, and yield strength is going to change. Now if we substitute all the known values, we will get this constant value as 31392 into this rho by SYT will be our now material selection factor. Okay. Now we'll select the material. How? We'll simply compare it by substituting the values of rho by ST into this formula of W. So material selection parameter, which is now directly proportional to this weight. So whichever is the lowest value of this material selection factor, that will give you the lowest value of weight. So we'll calculate now the material selection factor for each and every material. For plain carbon steel it is 19.6 into 10 raised to minus 6. For aluminum alloy, it is 18.67 into 10 raised to minus 6, and for titanium alloy, it is 5.63 into 10 raised to minus 6. So based on this material selection factor, the lowest value, that is 5.63 into 10 raised to minus 6, will give you the minimum weight, and based on this criteria, titanium alloy is the material to be selected. Again, from subsidiary design equation SD, sigma T is equal to F by A, and sigma T limit equation, sigma T is equal to SYT by NF. If we compare these two equations, we will get area as 10 mm square, and based on that, diameter for the bar will be 3.57 mm. And if we substitute these values of rho and SYT for selected material, that is titanium alloy, the weight of the bar, that is lowest weight of the bar to give the optimum design, is 0.1767 kg for this titanium alloy. Okay, so this is how the Johnson's method is being used to solve the numericals based on optimum design. Okay, in general practice, even if we see the plain carbon steel, whose the cost per unit mass or per kg, if we compare it with the other materials, we'll find that the carbon steels have the lowest material cost, that is per kg cost, and that's why whichever the applications which are aimed by considering the cost factor are made up of carbon steels, and where the weight is the issue, that means we have to reduce the weight of the final design, then the alloys are preferred, mostly the titanium alloy. If we compare the automotive engines, then the titanium alloys are preferred over the carbon steel, where weight is the main issue to achieve the highest performance. So thank you. We'll see in the next lecture. Now this is end of your module number 1. We'll start with the design part in the next lecture. Thank you once again.